Ye be listening to Two Chunks and a Hunk, a movie podcast where they be given pumps and dumps.
Welcome to Two Chunks and a Hunk. My name is Jordan Wonders, and this week I'm your hunk.
I'm Doge, and I've got hunky fever.
And I'm Carter.
I would also be aware running with scissors or any other hunky object. It's all good fun until someone loses it.
I know we got other stuff to talk about, but is Billy Connolly here? Can I talk to him?
Can we speak to him?
To Billy? That was a good Billy Connolly.
Going for it.
Hey, I noticed that we all introduced ourselves as the hunk. Do you guys know why?
Because we're pirates and we make the rules.
We make our own rules.
And because we hit over 200 reviews.
200 reviews.
No one checks
huge.
boxes quite like pirates do.
That's true, yeah.
That's what we did.
Pirates.
They take out their number 2 pencils.
They set goals.
They set goals. They check boxes.
Reachable goals.
Yes.
That's what they do.
And they get to those goals and they
Pirates
say...
have a big vision board downstairs in their cabin, and they systematically achieve every goal they set their mind
they
to.
They frequently ask the question, are we being a little too industrious with our goal setting?
we got to get all our I's and R's out of the way.
Yeah.
And see.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, we're all hunks, and it feels right.
I feel really accomplished. This is also our last episode. We did what we wanted. We're out.
Yeah, we're finished.
We got it. This is our last one.
I don't know about you guys. I am just shivering in me Septimbers.
Yes.
Yeah, dude,
Yes.
same.
In case you're listening right now and you're very confused about what's happening,
Wait, I thought this was Dead Poets Society.
if the new theme music didn't give it away, we are in Pirate Land.
Whoa!
Big time now.
Big
This is
time
Shiver Me
Pirates.
Septimbers. We're reviewing some pirate movies this month.
So excited
Yeah,
for
welcome to Pirates. And
There's-
welcome to non-pirates.
Yeah, this is 4 very similar and very different movies,
Yes.
are they not?
Yes.
Very excited
They
for
are
that.
thematically similar
Yep.
and contenttually different.
I think that's a real word.
Yeah.
Contentially.
Perfect.
Well, there we go.
Well done.
If there's 2 things that we know about pirates, I think the first is that September is their month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need
belongs
to
to
stop
them.
pretending that it's not.
No.
It's
Yeah.
called Septimbers with an I for a
How
reason.
do people get to celebrate September for pirates? For all of our chunkies out there, for the listeners, how do you usually celebrate
Yeah,
a
what do you
pirate
do in your
month?
sort of private time?
Download some stuff without paying for it.
Yeah,
Oh.
honestly.
Like our
Interesting.
podcast, because it's free. The second thing
Eat a
that
lot
we
of
know
puffy
about
chips.
pirates.
That'd be one.
What?
Pirates booty.
Ah.
I was with you. I thought that was great. I was with you.
Puffy chips.
The second thing we know about pirates is that they don't have regular people names.
Okay.
They've got
for sure.
pretty outlandish.
And I don't think they
adventurous
would
names.
be. I think pirates are void of offense. I don't think they can be offended for us to say they don't have regular names.
Right. No,
Because
they
they're
don't
pirates.
want regular names because when it's September, you can't call somebody by their Christian name.
No,
You got to
that's
call them
for
by their
sure.
pirate name.
Not a single pirate was ever Christian.
So in preparation for this, we all took a quiz on a pirate name generator website, and it gave us less than great results. And so we found a different thing to generate our real pirate names. But before we do that, we're going to tell you our fake pirate names. We just set the bar real low,
Yeah.
so our real ones sound
So they
great.
come across great.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Yes, please.
I'm Captain Jack Daniels. I wish I had a beard.
What?
That's literally Captain Jack Daniels. I wish I had a beard.
Wow.
But here's the thing. I was ready to not give credit to this stupid quiz. But how did it know I didn't
Yeah,
have a beard?
that's
And I
true.
wish I had one.
That's
I really
true.
do.
I hope there is nothing true about this name because my name, according to this website,
My favorite.
be Captain Rum Drinker, the Drinker. It sounds like if a 4-year-old was
Captain
like,
Rum Drinker, the drinker.
I know 2 pirate things.
Why does a 4-year-old know
They
about
like
alcohol?
juice called rum and they drink it.
That's very good.
There'll be no consuming of alcohol here.
And my pirate name be temporarily unavailable.
We had connectivity issues.
Yeah, the
in
website
here.
crashed while I was trying to do
So-
my quiz.
Captain Temporary. Temporarily unavailable.
So needless to say, those names,
You can assume mutiny if you're Captain Temporary. You know what I'm saying?
those names need to walk the plank and get out of our podcast because they're
Gross.
very bad. So what we've done is we've found a pirate name generator online.
Yep.
There's 3 columns of names. And so I asked
It's
the
very
guys.
complicated. Pirates are very in-depth, aren't they?
Because if one thing, pirates love systems,
And
right?
certainly do.
Pirates love middle names,
Pirates
dude.
love middle names.
Big time.
So I asked the guys to give me the 3rd letter of their first name, the 4th letter of their middle name, and the 2nd to last letter of their last name. And we use this in a grid system to determine the names. So I'm ready. Are you guys ready for me to unveil to
Yeah.
you
Can't wait.
your pirate names? Carter,
Yes.
according to the best science that is available in this world,
Tell me about
your
it.
pirate name is Dangerous Head Wound Libestardi.
Okay.
So my head wound is dangerous?
Yeah.
Yes, very
Yeah.
much. Somebody else
Got
could get sick
gunpowder
from
in
it.
it. Oh, okay.
Dangerous head wound.
Le Bestarde. I think I know what that means.
Jordan,
That's a lie.
your pirate name is Squinty Rumpot Broadside.
That's a real good one.
I like that. Squinty broadside.
Squinty and head wound sailing the seas.
And my name, from now on until I die, is Slippery Chairs Morgan.
Yours is bad.
It's really bad. They're all bad. But you know
Slippery
what?
Chairs
Squinty
Morgan.
broadside's a pretty good pirate name.
Slippery Chairs is a great pirate name. But
Dangerous
that's the
head
thing
wound.
about pirates is it seems like a life of freedom and adventure, but they don't always get to pick their
Yeah,
names.
you're bound to your
Sometimes
name.
you're stuck with your pirate name. Like Long John Silver being named after fast food seafood.
a fast food fried fish place. That's tough.
Which I'm actually kind of a fan of. I'll go ahead and say that.
I haven't been in years, but I
don't
didn't love it.
dislike it.
I didn't love it the
Yeah.
last time I went.
Hush
Well,
pup. Where
you know
else
what
can
it
you get
was?
fast food hush puppies?
You know what it was? The last one I went to was connected to an A&W, and it's like if I've got that choice,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do A&W.
Get that frosty mug.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to. So while we're all in our pirate personas,
Persona.
be me, Slippery Chairs Morgan.
Squinty broadside. Holler at your boy. Dangerous head wound.
oh man, we're here to talk about a movie. Most importantly,
We are.
and what? Sorry,
We are.
Oh, that's what I thought you said. And that movie is
Muppet Treasure Island.
I'm Carter did the Kermit hands. I'm so amped that we watched this.
Yeah.
And I'm so ready to talk about it. But before we do, Doge, can you find it in your pirate's booty to give me a synopsis?
This week's synopsis.
Keeping it.
We stole because we're pirates. I'm not even going to credit who actually I am. It's written by Anonymous on IMDb. The Muppets are back into action in another movie based on a novel written by Robert Louis Stevenson.
Wait, this isn't their second.
Kermit
That's
the Frog
very
and
good.
Kermit the Frog and his colleagues go on a warfare against ruthless pirates. They also share their problem-solving journey on sea to rescue a treasure.
Hey,
Okay. Is
short
that
and
the
to
full thing?
That's the full
Oh
thing.
my
short and to
gosh.
some point, I would
Yeah.
say.
Short and to a point.
A point.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, there it is.
But the Muppets, they're back in action.
Yes. So I love the Muppets.
Dude, me too.
Disney Boys. How awesome was it to watch that old This is 1996.
The
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I still love I love anytime that happens.
Yeah.
But
They're Disney.
They are.
That's not
There's gonna be-
easily remembered.
There's
I
going to be
know.
some new short form Muppet stuff on Disney Plus.
I'm
and
down. I
real
bet this
excited.
movie, if we had waited and it was Shiver Me at the end of
Shiver
September,
Me Octobers.
Shiver Me Novembers.
Octobers,
Yeah.
we would have been able to watch this for free.
so I grew up watching the Muppets a lot, and I watched
Big time.
more than any of them the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Classic.
Still my favorite.
I think it's maybe the highest rated of them.
It is.
Yeah.
But this one I also watched a lot.
Because it's freaking fun, dude.
It is
so good.
just fun. And here's the thing. Straight out of the gate with this movie, it's so funny. Like the humor is completely on point and
it's
kind of
legitimately
timeless.
funny.
Yes.
Legitimately funny.
So we open, it's not entirely true to the story of Treasure Island, but it's pretty close.
I mean, the captain in that book is a frog.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
this is the only version with the courage to show the book as it actually is.
My super dump is how unrealistic all of these Muppet characters were in this universe.
We did joke about that.
We did joke about that. But we get Jim, we get the inn, we get all of that stuff. And
Billy
I'm
Bones.
shocked. Billy Bones dies.
Yeah.
This is the only, the first death
Yeah.
of any Muppet movie. And Billy Connolly's pretty proud of it.
Yeah. I'm shocked that it happened.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a pretty like spooky kids movie.
Yeah, it is.
Because I mean, well,
What are you going to do with pirates, though, you know?
and that's
Pirates don't care about if they scare a kid. Dude.
Unless they're vegetables and they don't do anything,
true. Sure.
That's a good point.
then
That's
they're not
true.
too scary.
So I know Billy Bones is the first to die on screen, but we get about a 9-person death right at the very beginning when Captain, what is it?
it's alluded to.
Yeah, when he kills all his
kills
crew.
all of the crew
Shoot 'em
while
all.
they're burying the
Yep.
treasure.
Yep.
So this movie starts out with death on death on death.
It's dark. It's probably the scariest movie we've talked about.
Hey, so I did forget that this movie had that it was a musical for a little bit.
I did too.
Like it
With-
started.
Good music.
With great
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Okay.
I
From the
will
very
say Jim's parts are really hard to sing and so high for a kid. Did y'all read that he went through puberty and had to overdub his parts
Yeah.
on this?
For Jim
Which
Hawkins.
is very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's basically a soprano in this
For
movie.
real.
It is so high.
Yeah.
But so there is nobody better that you could have partnered him with than Gonzo and Rizzo. I love Gonzo and Rizzo.
I do
Gonzo's
too.
my second favorite Muppet.
Gonzo,
Okay.
Who's your favorite?
It's Miss Piggy.
Okay.
I love Miss Piggy.
I'm a Kermit guy. Kermit's my favorite.
Yeah,
We'll
I
get
love
to my
Kermit.
favorites soon.
Yeah.
I love Kermit for sure. But and of course Beaker, love.
We just start naming
I really
Muppets.
do love almost every Muppet. It's so good. But the story of Treasure Island it was written in, I think, 1883 or 87. So it's a very old story, but it is the cornerstone upon which all pirate stories have
Yeah,
been based.
it's
Pretty
the
much.
pirate story.
It started Parrots on the Shoulder, Peg Legs, treasure maps marked with X.
Yep.
All of these things come from
The Black.
Treasure Island.
the Black Spot,
yeah.
Yeah. All of these things come directly from Treasure
Muppets.
Island. Muppets.
Muppets, basically.
Yeah, of course. And I've read the original, but it's been a long time. So I don't want to
I
necessarily.
think I read it in elementary school.
Yeah, I think it's been about that long
Yeah.
for me as well. I don't know that I want to necessarily focus on the differences in a Muppet version of a movie.
No, I don't think anyone does.
So what I'll say is this. The guy, the French Pierre that comes in to deliver the black spot,
Uh-huh.
I was like crying laughing
So funny.
Yeah.
at his double eye patch stumble around the room to try
Yeah,
and
very
find
good.
Billy Bones. And I think when I think of Treasure Island, I still assume that there's a blind pirate that thinks Jim is a girl.
Yeah.
Because of
because
the
of this
Muppets
movie.
forming my ideas about Treasure Island as a kid.
I didn't do the research on it, but why does this work? Why are puppets? Why does this work?
I don't
why
know.
does this make
Because-
an enjoyable movie?
It is such an interesting avenue for parody. Muppet movies are always so self-aware that the Muppets never feel out of place.
Strange.
'Cause nobody's pretending that they're not Muppets.
Right.
Like there is no like, oh, it's a Muppet trying to be normal. Like at one
And
point they say it's a frog.
There's this fun fantasy thing that a lot of movies do in general. It's like just a mix.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
there's real people. You got Muppets.
Everybody's just fine
There's
with it.
Muppets that look like real people.
Yeah.
Right.
Some
You know.
Muppets are animals. Some are people.
Some are people.
Some
Yeah.
are, who knows?
Some are
Gonzo's an
things.
alien of some kind.
He's a
apparently,
whatever. Yeah.
According to,
Yeah, I just sat
Muppets
there
go to
and I was
space.
like, this is just, why is this is normal and yet abnormal. It was like, of course this is funny. And I was trying to think back to like, I mean, marionettes and stuff have been around for a long time. So like
Sure.
puppets has been, I mean, was that our first, I don't know, taking something else and transforming it and having it play the role? Like, is a Muppet a prehistoric version of CGI? Like,
well,
Yeah, I
so
don't
here's
know.
the thing is that puppets with a P terrify me. I don't like them.
Really?
Yeah. So like specifically like marionettes and
What about like Mr. Rogers puppets? Like those kinds of
very
like,
creepy to me.
Okay.
Like the King and
Yeah.
all of those
Friday
things.
is his name?
Very, very uncomfortable for me to look at.
Interesting.
Muppets, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
Jim Henson just nailed this like almost approachable form.
How do you feel
of-
about like the Dark Crystal?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Those are,
That's back on Netflix, by the
Hyper
way.
realistic Muppets.
I think it is this uncanny valley point that they can sometimes hit for me where it's like just uncomfortable enough for me to hate it.
yeah.
I never liked Mr. Rogers' puppets. I liked their lessons, but looking at them made me deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
But yeah, something about the Muppets is not that. Something about the Muppets is inherently so fun and innocent
Yeah.
to watch. And they're able to take moments that are pretty scary and make them lighthearted because Muppet entertainment is always so full of breaking the fourth wall and
Yeah.
poking fun at itself
Yeah.
and all of those different things. Like there was, did you guys read the IMDb trivia?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really interesting. I guess originally Polly the lobster was going to be a parrot that talked about
Wii Sports.
the different, well, that,
Yeah.
yes. But then after they scrapped that idea, it was going to be a parrot that just spent the whole movie pointing out the differences between the book and the movie.
Yeah.
Parrot
Which,
named
which seems
Stevenson.
pretty funny.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is so funny.
You know, and I think it's so interesting. It's like this juxtaposition. Like you assume with something as dumbed down as using a puppet, which by the way, like the Muppets puppets are, it's pretty fun what they're able to do.
Oh,
it's not
it's
like,
amazing.
it's
Yeah.
not like your VBS
I was-
attempt.
Right.
I was tears from my eyes, crying, laughing at Kermit sword fighting and his
Oh
hand
my
just
God.
going
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
So the fact that you're using this, but there's just so much like legitimate creativity and humor behind it.
Yes.
But you're just using that as the avenue, which is what makes it, I guess, so unique.
Yeah. Well, they at one point with the tour of rats, the rats come by with Miss Piggy and Kermit in trouble, and they go, "This is gonna be a great photo op. This is the actual jungle set used in the movie Muppet Treasure
Yeah.
Island."
Yeah.
Everybody goes, "Ah!" and takes pictures. Like it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's important to point out before you jump into this because this movie somehow manages to both take itself very seriously and not at all seriously at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why we get these moments of singing that don't feel out of place
Mhm.
and these jokes that don't feel out of place. And we can still follow Jim and care about what's happening to him
Yeah.
as we're watching, which
Yeah.
is really cool.
I love it. Because at this time, I mean, it's 1996. You already know what you're going to get
Yeah.
from,
Right.
from the Muppets, which
Yeah.
had been around for
They're probably in their heyday at this point, right? I mean,
long
this
time.
is
It's
like,
like 20 years after the Muppets debuted.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. 1996 falls right in the middle of the Disney Dozen series that we did a while back in terms of what was considered
yeah, that's
like
true.
the, even though it doesn't count in
Yeah.
that, but it is still. It felt like that vibe. Like
Some
Disney was
golden age kind of
doing
stuff.
Disney doesn't do too much wrong,
Yeah.
but it was just hitting during that time. I didn't know what else to say.
No, that's great. So, I mean, obviously, Treasure Island, the end gets attacked, and we have to bounce and go
Yep.
to the boat.
Yep.
And on the boat is where we meet the important group, the real cast of this movie.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we get Fozzie as Trelawney.
Yeah, which is really
And-
good.
Fozzie with his, what's his name? Mr. Bimble in his
Mr.
finger.
Yeah,
Yep.
So, again, strong contender for favorite. I love Fozzie
I
so
also
much.
love
Yeah.
Fozzie so
Yeah.
much.
he was with Jerry Lewis in mind. I think
Yes.
is how he was created. Yeah, it was kind of fun to see some of the origin stories of like these characters, what they represented or who they
This
were.
wasn't Fozzie's first movie, was it?
I know, but I'm saying like
Oh.
when, like if Henson was coaching someone to voice him or act like him,
He
it
was
was
a
make
be
sure
Jerry Lewis.
it's basically Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. So one of my other favorite Muppets is the Muppet that plays Mr. Errol, whatever.
Sam the Eagle.
Sam the Eagle.
Yeah.
I read this was his first movie to carry any like
Pretty big role.
Yeah.
role in, and maybe that's why I love him because this was one of the first ones I ever watched as a kid.
Yeah.
Sam the Eagle is basically, what is the guy who is shoot? I can't remember anything he's associated. Well, Whiplash.
J.K. Simmons.
That's J.K. Simmons to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Feels very much that.
That's funny.
In some of the roles that he plays. And I couldn't help but not think of that. Even the voice to an extent.
Yeah. So on this boat, we meet all of these Muppets and crew. Kermit comes on board as the captain, Captain Andrew.
Start with a B. Captain
No, it's an S.
Andy B.
But we also meet Long John Silver. the cook, the one-legged cook, played by Tim Curry, super pump.
Yep.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim
He's
Curry's my
great.
super pump. He crushes this.
Yeah.
Like, so far beyond what you need to expect somebody to do in one of these movies. And I mean,
For
you have
real.
in Muppet Christmas Carol, you have Michael Caine
Yeah.
Right.
as your leading man. And in this, you have Tim Curry, who is fantastic.
Yeah.
But he is funny, he's scary, he's heartfelt. He does all three so well, which you have to be Long John Silver, because he's such a nuanced character
Yeah.
in the story. You got to have somebody that can do that. And Tim Curry kills this role in a Muppet movie.
For
He
real.
loves the
He
Muppets,
dominates
though.
this.
Like, I think you could tell his energy because he has I think he had said he had wanted to be a part of
That's so
a
cool.
Muppet movie for
I
a
got
long
that same
time.
kind of vibe from the 2011 Muppets movie with Jason Segel and
I have
Amy
not
Adams.
seen it.
Dude, it
I want
rules.
to.
It rules very much. But I got that same vibe from them that they're like, I can't believe we get to be in a Muppets movie. That's so cool. That,
Yeah.
like,
that is so fun.
yeah,
Yeah, I do want to see that movie.
it's great. Watch it.
I'm going to show you guys an image. So one of the things that they did for him to say thank you for playing the role. Did you see the Muppet version of Tim Curry as Long John Silver?
No.
They made him one.
Oh my goodness.
How fun is that?
Whoa.
And he was like, this was one of his favorite roles he's ever played.
That's
He had
incredible.
So much fun with it.
Amazing.
You guys need to look that up.
Yeah, that's
Really,
real
really cool.
Yeah, Google that if you're listening at home. I just like Tim Curry in general. I think he pretty much always yeah, exactly. He pretty much just always nails it. He's great in Home Alone. He's great as Pennywise. He's great.
Great, I guess you could say great.
He does a good job of being terrifying.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan, but especially in this, I think he just knocks it out.
Yeah.
Completely crushes it.
He's amazing. He's so fun to watch. And I totally buy his relationship with the kid who plays Jim. I don't know that kid's name, but he's great.
I don't either. Yeah, but the heart of Treasure Island has to be the relationship between Jim and Long John Silver. I mean, that is what the whole story hinges on. That's what separates it from just an adventure. And so they both do a really great job of letting some of that shine through their performance, which is really great. But we also get some pretty great song and dance numbers in this movie, one of which takes place on this boat.
Several of which take place on the boat, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
I just want to say, I big time pump, not super pump, the scene where Sam the Eagle is reading through all the names
Oh, yes.
was just really funny. What was the one's name? And I can't find it in the credits, but it was basically describing that ugly, like baby head green.
It was like something bug-faced. Like
that's exactly who he is. And then he introduces himself later, like right after.
his
It's
name's
this woman.
Angel Marie.
Yeah.
The actual bug-looking guy
Yeah.
is Angel Marie.
So it was like those two must have been flipped somehow.
And I love
so funny.
I love looking for Sweetums.
Yes.
And it's right. But my favorite joke is the almost dead Bob.
Tom. Yeah.
Tom.
Dead
is
Tom.
Like mostly
Yep.
dead Tom,
Yeah.
deader Tom, and then dead Tom or whatever.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there's Headless Bob or like all
Yeah.
of those jokes are so brilliant.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just funny.
It's so fun.
It's really funny.
Their pirate names are way better than ours.
Oh my gosh.
I would
it's not
say
even close.
I would say
Slippery Chair's pretty good.
Slippery Chair's okay.
Speak for yourself.
It's
Squinty over
Beaker
here.
and what is the team there? The pair. As I was watching, did y'all catch any did you feel C3PO R2
That's
vibes with
Dr.
those two?
Bunsen.
Bunsen.
Bunsen
yeah,
and Beaker
That's right.
feel like C3PO and R2.
I can get that.
One of them doesn't really communicate, but he does.
Yeah.
Take out the experiment stuff. And then the other one, he sounds a lot like Bunsen sounds like C3PO.
They feel that same kind of role that 3PO and R2 do, the kind of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. These are our two characters who are removed from the action slightly.
Right.
I feel like they're kind of hitting that same spot here.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I agree
I
with that.
feel like overall, a Muppet movie like with Henson and Oz, like a round table on writing and putting this stuff together.
Yeah.
I would love to be a part of that. Because you know that like there's just some stuff that they're like, yeah, let's do it. Like just some of the most random things that happen that you're like, you know what? I don't really know how to work this Muppet into like an actual character, but it's okay. We'll have them say that on screen. They're like, why are we here? Wait,
like with
whose
the-
side are we on? Like
Yeah.
the band?
How
Like-
else are they going to get me in this movie?
When the
Yeah.
Swedish chef,
Yes.
when he's cooking
who's
and he
one
looks
of my
up and
favorites.
isn't it one of the rats that says like, "What? How'd you think we were going to get him in here?"
Yes.
Like that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Swedish Chef is great. He said at one point, he was like, so the Swedish Chef is great because you can kind of understand him, but not really.
He's perfect.
And at one point, he picked up some sort of fruit and he was like, take the person, stab the person.
Yeah. Yeah, he just finds anything. I looked this up because I love Swedish Chef. Bill Barretta is the voice of Swedish Chef, but also the voice of the only time this character has ever shown up and was almost my super pump, Clueless Morgan. That goat.
Yes.
Clueless Morgan
yeah.
is the funniest character in this movie,
good.
in my opinion.
Do you have those things you watched as a kid? It's iconic in your brain.
Yeah.
It might not be iconic in life, but in your brain it is.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm dead. And then fall over.
Yes.
Is ingrained in my brain from childhood.
Just the character design, everything about him made me laugh over 100% of the time that I saw him.
Completely agree.
Like he would not be on screen, and I'm still laughing about something that he said amidst this saturated joke-filled movie. I was still thinking about Clueless Morgan. I loved it.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the shoulder shrimp.
We did a little bit.
Shoulder crustacean.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know where else to put this, but I'm gonna huge pump, not my super pump.
Yeah.
Huge pump on a shoulder lobster. That's very funny to me.
Yes, and it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the writer, did y'all see about the screenplay writer for this movie?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what he also did?
No.
He did a ton of pirate stuff. And he would just do basically like book adaptations into movies that were like somewhat,
So it's perfect for this.
He also did Hook.
No
Whoa.
way.
Yeah, I had no idea.
That's interesting.
Until I started reading about it. So that was not planned.
So we're gonna get 2 of his movies in a row.
2 in a row.
Yeah, that's cool.
So pirates are his thing. He also did a show that lasted like 1 season. But he has done maybe 4 or 5 pirate credited writing.
That is interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So
Expert.
we get our mutiny. That's the sort of important turning point on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, we also get Mr. Arrow is sent away
Yes.
on the lifeboat to check and make sure that it still works, which is just great.
I love any time that you can see a Muppet's feet.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that's so funny to me. But
Like when
anytime-
they're jumping off and
Yes,
stuff.
anytime you can see a Muppet's feet, I think it's funny. And that is, I guess, tangentially related to my super dump for this movie,
Okay.
which is the framing of this. It makes it really hard to get a feel for what's happening on the boat because
Scale.
because they're Muppets, we have to shoot everything close up so you
Right.
don't see the people underneath them with their hand up inside the puppet.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
like,
what?
Yeah, dude, sorry, you have to find out this way. But there's like, I don't know, and I don't really know a way around that. I don't remember having the same feeling when I watched the 2011 Muppet movie, and that is the most recent Muppet entertainment I've consumed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know a way around that, but it does feel like everything, it's hard to get a sense of what is happening in a macro level because there's like maybe 20 wide shots in this movie.
I was going to say, set-wise, they probably saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're on this boat. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I hated it.
Yeah, it's
I hated
awful.
watching it.
No, at one point, Miss Piggy kicks a dude in the Wiimote, and it's just a human leg.
Yep.
It is just a human leg underneath the Miss Piggy body.
Yeah.
Oh man,
With a heel on.
Jim Henson's description of Miss Piggy. Did you guys read this?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a trucker that wants to be a woman. It's
Basically.
the vibe.
Yeah.
I
think
get
that's
it.
So great.
Do you guys remember how old you were when you found out that it was the same puppeteer that did Yoda?
I
as
mean,
Miss
it was
Piggy?
a late discovery for me.
I
Yeah.
think it was not too late for me because that was some trivia that my parents loved.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been like preteen.
I would love to hear the pitch meeting with George Lucas where he's like, we've got this hugely important character. He's a green puppet and he's voiced by Miss Piggy.
I think it actually would be the other way around. I think it would have been, we've got this pig puppet and it's going to be voiced by the same dude that does Yoda from Star Wars.
Did
Because
Piggy come
No,
first?
Piggy came first.
Empire was what?
So the part of the production notes on Yoda were like, this is a good idea. It can't work if it's Kermit the Frog on set.
Oh, really?
So yeah, Muppets existed
Interesting.
and were like a cultural thing.
It must have been close then because the Muppets came in the late 70s. So they
Mhm.
must have come in between.
Star Wars 1 was 77, and that's,
Yeah.
I think, around the same year that the Muppets
Wow.
premiered, if
Yeah.
not a little later.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
There's just a lot of stuff that you got to be like, how did Lucas put this on a screen?
So the mutiny is great. They get cabin fever. Everybody goes crazy. I love that song
I forgot
so
that
much.
song was from this.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yep.
think I've thought about that song before.
Just it goes full ham Muppets.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
at this
much.
moment.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And we get Gonzo on the stretcher.
Yes.
One
Yeah,
of my
very
favorite
good.
scenes. In fact, I've had multiple times in my life where in my head I'm like, I know there's something I've watched where they tried to draw and quarter somebody and it didn't work because he was too stretchy, but I don't. It was Gonzo. It was Gonzo in this movie.
It's that or Gadget. It's like,
Yeah.
who else
You got two
exists in worlds like
options.
that? Mr. Fantastic.
What a pull.
Yeah.
Gadget. Do. Very good. So yeah, everybody's about to go their separate ways, much like we are right now, because
We're
gotta-
leaving each other?
yeah. Well, we're gonna reconvene over in the corner there. You know, the corner we all stand in to quietly and secretly do shout announcements.
Yarr, welcome to Shout Announcements. It's the part of the show where we give shout outs and make announcements.
Yeah, and it's me, Slippery Chair.
Hey, we want to give a big shout out to Tyler Station. We in here, and a big shout out to Crumb and Kettle because
We
I'm drinking
drinking
your
it.
coffee right now. Also, shout out to Podbean because we pay you money. We put
Put
stuff on you. Mostly our
Most
podcast.
of the podcast.
Podbean.
.com.
A better way to cook.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to give a huge shout out to everyone who has left us a review on iTunes. You guys did it. There's over 2,000 of you. Just kidding. It's 200. But we could maybe get to 2,000.
That's our new goal.
That's our new goal. 2,000.
Let's see how high we can fly.
Yeah, let's build that resume.
Let's just
Like
see.
pirates do.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We hit our goal, but honestly, the sky's the limit. Let's see how many reviews we can get. Don't slow down telling your friends about us. We love growing our chunky community.
We do.
Now,
And
all I can think about is a pirate building a resume.
Yeah, can I put you down as a reference?
I'm looking to add a couple more years of experience on my resume.
I was going to say, speaking of community, but that was way before the pirate aside. So
Just
now it doesn't even feel like a transition.
Be dangerous, head wound. Transition us in. You don't even care.
Oh, what's that smell? It's me open head wound. It's me. Dangerous head wound.
At the Hogwarts School of...
Yes, I know.
All students return to your dormitories at once.
Dude, if I can bait you to do a McGonagall impersonation, I'm always down for that.
We got him.
I'm always down for that. Story Shaped Life. I think several of our chunkies actually listened to that. And if you haven't, I would encourage it. Ben Larzabal and his brother Sam did a series on basically how certain things shape our stories and our personalities. And so they did Enneagram season 1, but now they're starting to record season 2. And that is going to be about emotions. And they're going to be adding a third host there that's going to be awesome. She's a professional at that kind of stuff. And so I would encourage you guys, as that comes out, we'll let you know to listen to it. There's also going to be some minor contributions from us to that, but we got a little podcast family now, and it's pretty exciting about it, honestly.
They're brothers.
Pretty exciting about it, to be real.
Also want to give a shout out to Jordan, who while Carter was talking, I watched drink about half of a Topo Chico.
What
Just
a pirate.
in one sip. What a pirate.
It was extra bubbly because of the bubbles.
You're going to burp big
I was
time.
about to say.
It's sitting somewhere in me.
We're going to
Yeah.
keep it. Let's keep it.
Okay.
Let's have people on the edge of their seats like pirates put you.
We'll get to
Yes.
it. We'll get to it eventually.
I
Or we
know.
won't.
That's how your body works.
Or we won't, which is the interesting
gonna
part. Hey, real quick, also, before we head back to the show, want to remind you, next week, we're back in the world of Robin Williams because we're talking about Hook.
Yes.
It's
are
going
indeed.
to be an awesome
Also back in the world of
Awesome episode.
Spielberg.
Yep. My boy.
timeout. Did Spielberg direct Hook?
Uh-huh.
How did I not know that?
Bro there.
Bro there.
He sure did.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm very, very excited
Me too.
about that
Super
episode.
psyched.
Same.
So make sure you tune on in.
And now,
Oh, that sounds like Squints.
he's back. It's me, Squints. Broadside. And we're going back to the show.
We're back to the show.
Did Did anyone else hear the little breaths before that of anticipation? I'm so glad we all felt it. And welcome back. I'm so excited. All hopped up on the broadside impersonation. Energy's coming along.
Whenever we start to laugh like this, it becomes so dangerous in this studio because
real
it gets
hot.
very hot. Oh my goodness.
Pirates don't care about carefully controlled temperatures.
Can I super pump now?
Please.
Yes.
I think the fact that this pirate ship was turned into a cruise for rodents
Oh my gosh.
is the most Muppet thing ever, and I love it so much.
It is so good.
They become an integral part of the storytelling.
Yes.
And it is a cruise for rats. Basically, Rizzo's making some extra cash. I love it. I just think it's so funny. Every little thing that they did was either laughing at the movie or laughing at the situation. The end credits when they're actually using modern day scuba technology to go
so
get
good.
the
get the
treasure
treasure.
chests. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I really loved every minute of it. The cutscene that we have, maybe that's the most time for them, that it was like the formal night of the cruise.
Oh my
And
god.
they're-
I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say.
and then
they
just make
kiss.
out.
Dude, so
Dude,
good.
yeah, just the conversations there.
You know how I feel about these rats because you can see their feet a lot, and so I'm on board for sure.
You're just
Yeah.
giggling the whole
Yeah.
time.
That is my super
It's
pump.
great.
That sentence that I just said would also be the clip if we ever cut a promo of our show. That's the clip. We're like, and Doge hosts too. You can always see these mice's feet, and I love it.
So I got two things to say. One, the Topo Chico burp happened in the middle of your sentence just now, and I
no.
silenced it so that you could finish. I know. It was a big one, too.
Pirates be all about respecting other people.
Wanted to let you finish your sentence. The other thing I want to say, how?
Captain Cotillion.
That actually sounds like a pirate name.
Oh, man. That's a good way to market Cotillion to young boys
No,
that
your
don't want to do
fork's
it.
on that side, boy. A waltz is in 3/4 time.
Oh. So, speaking of manners, there's something that we forgot to point out at the beginning of this movie. Gonzo and Rizzo are talking about where they most often get their dinner from. It's during their song. Do you remember what they found themselves eating most often? It's trash.
Oh, it's back.
They eat trash. Like our friend.
Has a pirate ever voluntarily walked the plank
Probably.
to get away from the people he thought were his friends?
Yeah.
Probably.
I think he was first mate Spartacus.
So,
So lame.
Captain Kermy sends Long John and all of his boys onto the shore with the plans to leave them marooned and come back in a year after they've sorted themselves out
Yeah, it's time out.
and come back for the treasure. But Long John, he's
return in
too
a year.
slick.
He's pretty smart about
He's
it.
too slick. And he...
You're going to have to stay here.
We'll be back
Think
in
about
one
what you've
year.
done. I need to see that nose in the corner at all times. Don't take your nose off the wall.
There are some times when that's a really good Kermit. And then there are some times when you just
In
have a
and out.
sinus infection.
Yeah, in and out. It's also Ray Romano.
Deborah. Yeah. Mom. I'm a big hairy elephant.
It's me, Kermit Deborah. So, oh my goodness. So on shore, there's a lot that goes on this island. But one of the things I want to focus on, and this is tough, because we get Miss Piggy again.
Yeah, we do.
And I love Miss Piggy.
She's your favorite Muppet.
She is my favorite Muppet. But my super dump is also, just as I was watching it, there were a couple times that I became, with the gift of retrospect, a little uncomfortable with some of the, I don't want to get too crazy here, a little uncomfortable with some of the like culture-related jokes that were happening at the expense of some of these natives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt a little weird.
It was a little weird.
Yeah.
Watching with a 2019 lens and just being like, oh, I wish that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Most of the time, not a problem.
Yeah.
But that is my super dump, is just there are some jokes in this movie that have aged poorly.
Yeah. That's my super dump as well.
Okay.
And I, fortunately, like we are in a culture right now that the like avenues like this that talk about movies can bring up like, hey, that's not a good thing.
Right.
And hopefully everyone agrees. But that was just a part of, unfortunately, just a part of humor
I know.
for a long
I
time. And
know.
it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
That it was just, it could kind of be offensive. And so I think we're
Even in
heading in the
something
right
like
direction, right? I think we're heading in the right direction. But it sure took us a long time to get there.
I agree with that.
So yeah, I super dump on that as well. I love that the head warrior dude's name is Spam.
That is
you
very,
see that-
very
did you
funny.
see
That was my, you want to share that? That was my favorite trivia.
Yeah,
same.
there was a lawsuit against this movie by the creators of Spam, The Meat.
Yep.
And the
Dude,
it
the
didn't,
judge
It didn't. The judge.
was
Freaking roasted.
He roasted them.
Yeah, they didn't win. Spam didn't win.
Yeah,
I think the judge is probably secretly a pirate.
the judge
Gotta be.
told Hormel, you'd think that Spam would be excited to be associated with real meat of any kind.
I know. And
Double
like,
barrel boom.
well, it's also an Inception burn because even that puppet is not real meat.
right.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
It's got layers like Spam.
does it?
I don't know.
Miss Piggy, dude. So freaking funny. I love Miss Piggy. Every time she's in any Muppet movie, I'm laughing so
Does
hard.
she always break and fight
Yes.
really
Yes.
well?
She-
That's what I thought.
She's like slapstick to the max.
Yeah.
And the joke is always that she's so strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love it. But we
Jeez.
get my favorite visual joke at her expense in this movie, which is when her and Kermit sing the best song in the movie while they're hanging over the edge of this
fun.
cliff. And then she drops and he grabs her and his eyes quadruple in size while he's
Yes.
trying to hold on to her.
Yeah.
I almost had to pause the movie because I couldn't hear what happened after it. Over the sound of all of the blood rushing to my ears while I was crying
Oh
laughing.
my gosh.
It's just brilliant.
That's when they
It
drop
really
and
is.
miss the net, right?
Do what? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about Statler and Waldorf yet. Two of my favorites.
The figureheads on the boat.
Yeah, the old man.
They're
Brilliant.
always funny. They're Marley and Marley in the Christmas one, favorite song, favorite moment. They're great. But the fact that they catch and save
Yeah.
Kermit and Miss Piggy
Yeah.
is too good.
Yeah. They're great. You gotta know they were designed after someone that these guys knew.
For
right.
real.
Yeah.
They're way too specific.
Yeah.
And I love
Actually-
that. I want to know I want to know the influence of every one of these puppets.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they were designed after critics. Maybe our two big boys.
Robert.
Yeah,
Wait. Ebert and
Ebert.
Roper.
I believe so.
Or Siskel and Ebert were the oldest ones, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Siskel and
I'm
Ebert.
pretty.
That's
sure.
That could be
I mean,
it.
that's the role they play in the variety show,
Right.
right? They heckle the Muppets from their balcony seat
Right.
Yeah.
during the show. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that is who they're designed after. But they're
funny.
always so funny, and
Mhm.
they frequently are breaking the fourth wall
Yeah.
in whatever part they're playing with their. It's too late to save this movie.
So something when we get on the island, parts of this feels like it slows down, and I think it was
does.
only
Yeah.
it is awkward, but they're working with what they've got, but like too much human and puppet interaction.
Yeah.
It paces really strange. Like when we get our big fight and
With everybody by the boat.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Silver's just standing. Like
Yeah.
Tim Curry doesn't do anything
Until he does.
until he does. But I'm saying like up until then, he's just like, whoa,
Yeah.
you're doing. But again, I can't. They're puppets
The
running
fight
around,
was
right?
almost
Should I
my
not?
super pump though.
Really?
Because of how funny it is. Like
Yeah.
there's so much humor packed into the like 5 minutes dedicated to this fight on shore.
See,
Yeah.
and maybe this will go along with my super dump of the framing, but I feel like especially on the island, it becomes clear that like, okay, this Muppet team is a TV team. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
feels like television when we're on the island, and and that's fine. But like it doesn't have the theatrical scope I think that we've come to expect because everything is a set at ABC Studios. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right. Yeah.
there's very little that's real.
There's
here.
no crane shots in this
Right.
Muppet movie.
And
Yeah.
Kermit's not a real frog, and that just bothers me.
Dude, his jump over to fight Long
Yes,
John
it's
Silver
very good.
had me dying.
And yeah, anytime
sword
he
fight.
flails
Yeah.
is
Miss Piggy's human leg kicking
Yeah.
a dude.
Yeah.
The goat, what's his name?
Clueless Morgan.
Clueless more with the I'm dead. Bump,
Yeah.
drop. And then the eagle, Sam the Eagle, his backhanded punch
Such
is
like that's such an comedy thing.
a
I'm
Rafiki
pretty
thing.
sure it is
Rafiki?
a long-running Muppet thing because I have several times in my head where Muppets
Really?
do that.
Huh.
Shocker, I'm going to talk about Christmas Carol again, but there's my favorite part in that whole movie is a Muppet gets backhand punched and his face caves in on accident and they
Yeah.
kept the shot.
That's hilarious.
And it's very great.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, I love this whole thing. I love how Silver gets out. Is that from the book? Does he get out of being killed because they give him a black spot written on the page from the Bible?
I've
he
never
shames them?
I've
not
never
remember.
read the book.
Okay. Yeah, it's
I
been
do
a
not
very
remember.
long time.
Travel back in time to about 2004 and ask me then.
Yeah.
I'll have some strong opinions about it.
I'm sure. But yeah, do we, at this point, it's just a lot of confrontation.
Yeah.
And Jim gets his family.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I do love that.
I do. I don't know why the heart of this movie didn't resonate as much with me.
It didn't land for me either.
I think especially even with the relationship between Hawkins and Silver, I really didn't get that.
I know why it didn't land. And it's because, in all honesty, the kid that plays Jim is not great.
Maybe that's what it is. And I think you have to have a human, like it has to be,
Yeah.
it sounds so alien. You must have a human child to play this role.
A
But
human boy child.
because I
He'll be
was
the
like,
boy.
would I have liked it more if this was substituted with a puppet? Like if Kermit was a Hawkins or something like that.
Sure.
No is the answer. Like, and
Sure,
so maybe
yeah.
it was just this kid. And maybe it was because it did seem weird. Like the actual emotion he might have been giving on set was just dubbed over. Right? Or like
They dubbed some of his parts.
the singing,
I thought it
I
was
guess.
singing
I think it was
singing only.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't
Hey,
fall
if
for
it
me.
feels weird to have a human child as a protagonist, you should try the 2011 Muppets movie. There's
I
a
haven't
Muppet protagonist in that movie.
Oh, really?
It's wonderful.
Oh.
It's really, really wonderful.
Like made just for that movie?
I will
I thought it was
endlessly
Jason Segel.
dual protagonist. I will endlessly evangelize that movie.
I mean,
love that movie
it had
so
incredible
much.
ratings. when
I'm
it came
planning on watching it this weekend because
Do
I'm
it.
all Muppeted up right now.
There it
Do
is.
it. The kid that plays Jim sounds 100% identical to Tommen Baratheon to me from Game of Thrones.
He also sounds 100% identical to a young Hermione Granger.
Welcome to this American podcast that apparently can't tell British people apart.
Well, here's who I actually thought. There is a rando kid, and it might have come up. I might have brought this up during Do You Believe in Magic? But before the battle of, it's either Helm's Deep or Minas Tirith, they asked this little kid, and he just simply says his name and he's the son of. But he's like, Andrew, son of Hamamino, or something just random. That, for some reason, that kid has stood out to me because I never, as much as I slowed down the movie, I have no idea who his dad is. But also, like, that voice, I don't know why. It's just like a typical little British kid.
All British children sound the same.
Man, such stereotyping today.
It's rough. It really is.
I haven't super pumped yet.
Okay.
And it's hard because my super pump is not really the movie.
What's happening?
So much as just,
I was
Is
pirate.
it us? Is it me and Carter?
no, it's not, guys.
Dang.
Just how much fun I had watching this movie.
Yeah.
Like this is
Just
a
a
movie.
collective fun.
Yeah, and it's hard to even critically talk about this movie just because like I think you could come to the defense of like, well, yeah, the emotion doesn't land, but it's Muppets, or like,
Right.
yeah, it's this, but
Right.
it's
That is
so
such
fun.
it's such a unique genre.
And I'm not saying it's insulated itself from criticism because there is stuff that is valid to critique about this, but
Sure.
like the goal of this movie, first and foremost, is that for an hour and 40 minutes, like however long this is, it's super short.
Mhm.
For that amount of time, you have fun and laugh at Muppets.
It's
Yeah.
the Muppets.
Like, yeah, and it wildly succeeds at that. Like that,
I agree.
completely accomplished.
I agree. In fact, I don't know that I've watched some Muppets that didn't hit as strong as others, but I don't know that I've ever watched a Muppets movie and not had fun.
Yeah,
Right.
I think you're absolutely right.
I mean,
is
it
their
comes
strength.
back, and no one's ever, anytime that someone's making a Muppet movie, even though it's decades apart, I don't think there's ever anybody in my circle that's like, oh, really?
Oh, another Muppet. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody, like, you don't get tired of the Muppets.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and I've had people laugh when I told them what the first movie we were doing is, but nobody has laughed and said, that's weird. Why would you do that? Everybody, it's always like, that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's Muppets, man.
And I love we had an avenue to work in a Muppets movie on this podcast.
How
Yes.
else would we have ever talked about a Muppets
I don't know.
movie?
Christmas.
No. Yeah,
I don't
we
know.
could have done Christmas or
We did
something.
like 5 iterations of Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Oh, too many.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the final scene before we get to rating.
Yes, sir.
Fair.
this is the emotional heart of the story of Treasure Island, the separation between Long John Silver and Jim. And I actually think, credit where it's due, I think it's done pretty well here because Tim Curry carries this whole scene.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
It's all on him, and it's on Jim to just stand there and not blow the whistle, and he
Right.
does it. But I think you see...
I just realized why I think some of the, maybe all of the Muppets had more personality than the kid human. I think that's why I'm having such a hard time with it.
Yeah, completely.
And again, they're supposed to be caricatures of personalities, but okay, sorry.
He's really not on screen that much,
no,
Jim.
which is good.
He's really not in this movie that much. But Tim completely carries this as he drifts away and is clearly sad to be separated from this kid that he sees so much potential in.
There is so much more nuance in that performance than there should be in a Muppet movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
It's so good.
And it wasn't out of place.
No.
Like, it's not being like, well, he overacted.
Nobody's
Or-
mad at people putting in effort or heart into a Muppet movie.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Those are always welcome. And I think that's part of what makes them so fun
Yeah.
is because you can play something as a joke or you can play it earnestly and both are equally respected.
Yeah.
It feels like Pixar in that way, that it's like everybody goes into a Muppet movie just like they go into a Pixar movie like, okay, I'm 10. I'm ready for this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
No, I agree.
I'm willing to completely embrace
Also,
whatever
you
you've
can
got
say
for
I'm
me.
30. I'm ready for this. Like, I
Right,
went into
yeah.
Coco, like, dang.
Yeah, Coco's great.
Cried big boy tears
Learned
at Coco.
many things.
Let's not
Oh
talk
my
about
goodness
Coco's too
gracious.
much. I love it so much. I would like to rate this movie now,
Okay.
if that's okay with everyone involved.
That'd
me.
be fine with me.
We here at Two Chunks and a Hunk have created the scientific cinema scale. It's the perfect way to rate movies. And to read it today, I'm going to invite in our friend, Squinty.
Arr. The best thing we could say about a movie is own it, don't lend it, buy that poster. The next best thing we could ever say is buy it. After that is rent it, followed by stream it. Then forget it. And last, but certainly least, the worst thing we could ever say about a movie. God has forsaken us.
Thanks, Squinty. See you later. Bye. I'm going to go first, okay? Because I got something wild.
What?
God hath forsaken.
I'm
wild.
buying this poster
Yeah.
because I love it so much.
That's awesome.
But mostly because in my head, when I think about hanging this poster in my home,
It'd be a pretty
I'm
fun
for it
poster.
completely.
It's a good one. This was
This
the
is a-
last one that artist did, I
Yeah,
think.
this is a great poster by Drew Struzan, who has drawn
Indiana Jones.
most Spielberg
Yeah.
movies, Indiana
Star
Jones,
Wars.
Star Wars, like
Yeah.
the best poster artist
Well,
in
I mean,
Hollywood.
he basically, and it's back. I mean,
Yeah.
the Avengers movies use that. Like, anytime you have a massive cast,
Yeah.
it's done in that
Yeah.
style.
Big
Yeah.
shout out to Paul Shipper. If you're interested in that art, follow Paul Shipper on Instagram. He does that art now.
But it's just a great movie. It's so much fun. I'm buying the poster. Done.
I love it. I'm buying.
Okay.
It's not poster, but it's buy.
Sure.
Just because of what Doge was saying. I mean, it is, you're going into it knowing that you're going to laugh and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a break. There's good movies
Yeah.
out there
No, it's good.
that I would put into a category of break. Like, it just lets me just chill. Like, yes, there's going to be enough there to like move the needle for emotive and things like that you want to have from a movie script. But the rest of it is just, let's just laugh. Like, I'm totally down.
Completely agreed.
I'm going to rent it for all the same reasons that Carter did, but I'm not quite ready to make that financial commitment yet.
Sure. It's a pretty big spread.
This is the perfect movie, though, if you're having a Halloween party or a pirate party. Like, this is the perfect movie, exactly what Carter was saying, to just put on and enjoy it.
Yeah. It actually makes for a great background movie too. Because it's so fun. You can just sort of pop in and pop out at any time.
Yeah.
And still enjoy it, which I love.
Love it.
So, make sure you tune in next week as we talk about Hook.
Yep. Looky.
It's going to be awesome. To end today's episode, I'd like for each of us to say our names and what our Muppet would be if we became a Muppet. For Two Chunks and a Hunk, my name is Jordan Wonders. And my Muppet would be an owl with enormous eyes.
I'm Doge, and I'm going to get ahead of it and say that my Muppet would obviously be a raccoon eating trash.
Yeah, that'll
Because I
work.
know you guys are going to go there and try to make me feel bad about myself, but if I make fun of myself before you make fun of me, I win.
Yeah. I'm Carter. And my Muppet, so like, I guess you can imagine Kermit-sized,
Sure.
but bright red. And minus, like, instead of the, like, froggy looking, I'd love to look more like a plush, just like kind of fluffy, hairy. I like that. The voice is good. I think it's high enough. But maybe a little bit higher.
Would you be ticklish?
Really, oh my God, dude. You would not want to tickle. I would laugh. I'm starting to laugh even thinking about being tickled right now.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know why.
What
But
about the alphabet?
big fan.
Yeah.
Love it. I'd love to teach it to you some. I mean, I assume
Sure.
you know it, but
Sure.
yeah, I'd teach it to anybody.
Is
I
there
met.
like a central sort of location you could be found, like some sort of intersection or
I
like
don't know,
a general
maybe like an avenue or something.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't really hashed it all out yet, but
Shoot, dude,
Poppy Seed Avenue?
yeah.
I love Cookie Monster, dude. Nice.